I love matter-of-fact dickheads. I do. I tell you what. That's a great way to start the show. I just want to see if you guys were paying attention. Are you in the live chat? Are you paying attention? Are you listening good? Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I'm actually sitting here right now because I also love matter-of-fact dickheads.
Yeah, I was talking to you about this
That's why you're my
guy
best friend.
that I connected with on Instagram. Instagram is thetruth.sky Corbin. His name is Sky Corbin. Corban.
Interesting name.
He's an interesting dude. And he's a very matter-of-fact, straightforward, just a dick. And I like that. Like,
I do too.
Like he's on our side, so he can be a dick.
Well,
No,
I mean,
he's just got common sense. And you know how it is when somebody has common sense and they're just putting it out there in a very matter-of-fact way. And it's like, you're on the right side because you got everything, deductive reasoning, logic,
Right.
everything behind you.
Right.
And so he presents that in such a matter-of-fact way that you should really feel stupid if you disagree.
I love that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like Matt Walsh, we were talking about Matt Walsh.
Yes.
And who has retweeted you and even mentioned you yesterday on this podcast.
Yes, on his podcast.
And we were friends with Matt before Matt was Matt.
Yeah. And another person, just as you were saying, who just matter-of-factly.
Dickhead.
I mean,
Dickhead. Dickhead is probably not the right word.
No,
but just a solid asshole. You know what I mean?
Well, there is just something. I think there is a certain level of respect you have to have for someone for just speaking so bluntly and not giving a crap who they offend. Which is, I mean, I guess maybe I respect it because it's basically. I am Matt Walsh as a female, I've been told. So
okay,
it's just
don't grow a beard.
Well,
that would be weird.
Who's to say I can't? It is 2023.
Can I just start with something encouraging for you guys? I want to play a clip, and let's just this is profound, okay? Because we're talking about very smart people with a gift of logic and reasoning, and they just put stuff out there, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense,
right.
and you have that truth on your side. Well, let me just play a clip for you, and you guys are going to be blown away with this mental prowess. Okay, play clip number 1, please.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be, unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be
raise that roof.
Unburdened by what has been.
Where we can be, unburdened by where we have been, and unburdened by where we are right now.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be
all right, cut it. I think y'all get the point.
I don't know. I haven't yet.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Neither does she.
I watched the thing 3 times, and I was like, what are you unburdening? Like, what are we unburdened by the past? We're unburdened by, so we're supposed to forget what has been and be unburdened by it? Is that the deal? So unburden yourself from the things of the past? Okay, so then that means we don't have to pay reparations. So we're unburdened by what has been. I feel unburdened. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So past due taxes that the IRS wants, I'm unburdened by that. I am unburdened by what has been. That was so 2022, that income. I don't have to even report that anymore, Sarah.
Kamala said so.
She said so. The vice president, I have it on good authority, that I can be unburdened by, you got to hold a hand up.
What has
unburdened by what has been. What a puppet. They taught her a phrase, and they were like, go with it.
She's the worst.
It's like teaching a dog to beg, roll over.
It really is like a dumb person's idea of a smart-sounding sentence.
The sad thing
that's a good point.
The sad thing is, this is not the only. I mean, there's just a treasure trove of Kamala sayings. This Stu Burgier has a
Veep thoughts.
Yes, a whole segment that he does dedicated to dumb shit that Kamala Harris says.
I know. Speaking of dumb shit, nearly half of the voters polled. I think there's like 30 candidates now on the Republican side. Burgum,
I'm already over it.
The North Dakota governor, he's announced today that he's running. What's his name? Burgum. His last name's Burgum. What's his first name? Is it Nate, Dick, John? I don't know. Burgum, Nick, Burton, Nate, whatever. Burgum.
I've never even heard of.
He's the governor of North Dakota. 17 people put him in a high office because that is basically the population of North Dakota. But Burgum announced today. Mike Pence is about to announce. Chris Christie is in. The list goes on and on and on and on. I'm telling you, my vote right now goes to Vivek Ramaswamy. I can't even say it, but I can vote for. Oh yeah, 100%. I'm going to vote for Ramaswamy.
No.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, you're not.
Right now, I'm going for Vivek. Revivek America.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but here's what you should do. You should listen to what he has to say. He's got some good stuff.
You know, I just, the way that he has attacked Ron DeSantis, I don't, and I'm not saying, look, the Trump DeSantis thing, I get.
Yeah.
But Vivek is just saying things that are flat out incorrect and lying about it. Yeah. And I don't know. I love primaries. I say put 100 people in there. I totally agree, but I just feel like he personally is doing it more for the notoriety and the fame
he wants to sell a book.
Than right.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Mine too.
And because, I mean, yeah. That's a hard way to go about it, I can tell you, because the people who came at me when I ran for governor and thought, oh, this is a popularity thing. Oh, no. I lost a lot.
Yeah. Well, right. But he also, he has said things that I don't think would be very mainstream conservative.
Why are you criticizing the man? He's sacrificing for your freedom.
No, he's not.
Ramaswamy 2024. This is America.
The best comparison I've heard from him is he's Republican Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put that, Andrew Yang.
He wants to bring, he wants as many trans people in the military.
I'm voting RFK Jr.
No, you're not.
I'm voting RFK. I'm going to vote Democrat for the first time.
No, you're not.
I am. Does that just hurt you to hear me even say
that? Stop. I'm like, please stop. This is not good for your career, Chad.
Trump 2024. Until you get mad at me, then it's going to be Ron DeSantis 2024. Then the MAGA will get mad at me. It'll be Trump 2024. I'm with you, fellers. That's my 2024 election slogan. I'm with you, fellers. Yeah.
Well, as long as whoever is the Republican candidate, I will be happy to cast my vote for
100%,
because we
100%.
really need it.
But nearly half of voters would consider a third-party candidate over Trump or Biden.
Either of them.
Yeah. Wow. So this is New York Post, so you can trust it. It said 49% of registered voters said they were very likely or somewhat likely to consider picking someone else instead of Biden. So I'm happy to announce that as of today, I'm running on the independent ticket for president of the United States. Why not? I walked through the think tank in there, and several people were like, Chad, are you going to throw your hat in the ring for president?
No.
Several people did. The little Asian girl that has never spoken to me ever, I didn't know she knew my name. You know? Every now and then she pets my dog when it walks through there, but I don't know her. And she's like, please run for president. And I was like, who the are you? Don't talk to me, underling. Clickety-clack on your keyboard. Don't you know I'm an important person around Blaze Media?
Oh, that's funny.
I'll not condescend to talk to you.
You know, it would be fascinating if RFK Jr., once he gets through the Democrat primary, which, he's not going to win.
No way.
If he branches out and goes independent.
That would be interesting.
He could be a spoiler.
I've said that already a time or two.
Oh, well, God, sorry.
I mean, no, I'm not saying you're behind on what I'm saying, but
you kind of said it.
It wasn't a direct attack at you.
I mean, it really was.
So when they ask who they would choose as an alternate to Biden or Trump, 20%, who would you think? 20% picked
as an alternate to Trump or
Biden?
Biden?
Who do you think 20% of the people said they would vote for? It was
Ron DeSantis?
Bernie Sanders.
Shut up.
I don't get it. I just never understood.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No.
It was going to be Bernie. Bernie. I haven't done a Bernie Sanders impression so long I can't even remember how to do it.
They say that they don't want old white men, and then they keep saying they want old white men.
You ever think of what Bernie Sanders looks like naked?
Oh, no. I literally never thought of that.
You ever think about what Liz Cheney looks like naked?
No.
She got 10%.
No.
Yeah, Joe Manchin got 7%. Larry Hogan and Andrew Yang and Kristen Sinema all got 5%. And Joe Jorgensen.
Who?
The Libertarian Party. He ran in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have known if I wasn't reading it. He brought up the rear with 4%, which is a good place to be, bringing up the rear. This is Pride Month. So that's interesting. That's just, I mean, but like.
So these are
Michelle
Democrats.
Obama, when they ask who would they most like to see run for president, Michelle Obama, 17%. 8% went to Pete Buttigieg. And I think that was a Pride Month vote right there.
I don't believe he
Gavin Newsom, 7%, and Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, 6%. Abbott's getting in the race.
He is.
Yeah, we already know that.
Slime ball.
And it's almost like I told you so for 2 years that those of you that wanted to,
He was just trying to elevate his brand to run for president.
100%.
Yep.
100%. What he wants is to be he wants to be the next Merrick Garland is what he wants to be. Tell you that right now.
AG.
Yeah. That's what old Greg wants. But you guys voted for him.
Not me.
Well, I mean, I voted for him against O'Rourke.
Well, I did.
Butthole O'Rourke.
I did do that.
You saw the guy that sent me the message, and because somebody said, you could have voted for Chad Prather, and he's like, didn't see his name. I was like, well, then you didn't vote in the primary. He goes, I did. I just don't remember who I voted for. I sent you the screenshot of that.
Yes.
You mean you went early to vote in March in a primary?
No, he didn't.
There were 9 people on the Republican ballot, and you don't
remember
which
who
one
you voted for.
You picked?
Right. No, he didn't. He did not
You didn't
vote in the
do it,
primary.
Bo.
No.
You didn't do it.
No.
People are dumb.
Yes.
And they throw it out there like they're so smart.
Yes.
I opened up my email yesterday from my website. I had 2 solid death threats and an apology. Someone who said that they had gotten a little off the cuff with me, and my response was, "Don't remember." You know what? I remember who I voted for in the primary, but your little tirade online didn't care.
Right. Well, it's like, oh, you think you're special? I get 10 of those a day. Yeah. I don't remember.
I'm just kidding. I mean, hey, thanks for the apology, but it was unnecessary. You didn't have to do it. It really wasn't. And in other news, before we go to a break, this is huge. And this is a minute old, but nobody ever talked about it. Pfizer, they created the machine that you stick in yourself that, fundamentally changes your DNA. They bought Arena Pharmaceuticals. And Arena Pharmaceuticals are the people who make the medication that helps with what happens after you get the jab.
No.
Yes. So they bought them for like, $2.8 billion or something like that. So they bought the company that fixes what their company creates.
They are the problem and the solution.
Yeah. So now if you get the machine and you pull a Jamie Foxx, then you have to take the medicine that was created by Arena Pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
That is now owned by the maker of the machine.
That is wild.
That's the clown world we're living in. And it's like, really? Oh, really? So, yeah, they're making money off everything at this point. Side effects, we can help. We can fix it.
Also, in other news, not at all related, they may be coming out with a new heart medication.
I'm so excited about that. Presently unvaccinated, I'm telling you,
having heart
for the
problems.
for the right amount of money, I got good insurance. I will go get this vasectomy reversed. It's like I've told you a million times. If you want this solid Bitcoin, unvaxxed, untainted sperm, I will seed you right up.
Let's just do it on the website. We can sell it through, Chad Pads.
Chadpads.com. Just start stocking up vials of it and
Don't
keep it in the fridge. You don't think so?
No.
It's very liberating with this vasectomy. Let me just tell you, it's very liberating. You can put this stuff anywhere, and there's no repercussions. But I told you, if you want my seed, you got to get it the old-fashioned way. I'm sorry for saying this out loud, Mom, but this is...
I don't think you are sorry.
No, I'm just saying. My mother's going to get mad at me for saying this, but she knows. I'm prolific, man. But we're doing it the old-fashioned delivery method. Doop, 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 doop. We're doing it biblically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't think that is biblical the way you're talking about.
Well, it's not holy. Anyway, hey, will Congress allow the U.S. to default on its debt, further destabilizing the U.S.'s position as a global economic leader, or will they opt to kick the can down the road for the 79th time? Well, guess what? They did. They agreed to do that. And further, they are sinking our economy into more debt. They're devaluing the dollar and allowing the federal government just to continue their reckless spending. Well, here's where we're at, folks. We're trying to appease this wild administration, and they've raised the debt ceiling again, and we're going to see more spending and more devaluation, and the national debt is going to continue to skyrocket. How are you protecting your savings? Well, you need a reminder, and I'm going to give it to you. You got to diversify a portion of your savings into gold, and you can do that with the help of Birch Gold, and here's the easiest way to do it. Birch Gold will help you convert your existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you don't pay a penny out of pocket. So, you got Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're all banding together against the dollar, and more central banks are diversifying. You know what they're buying? They're buying gold. So follow their lead. Do what they're doing. Protect yourself. Text CHAD, I spell it Chad, to 989898. Get your free information kit on gold. There's no obligation, just information. They got an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, thousands of happy customers, and Birch Gold can help protect your savings as well. Text Chad to 989898. Do it. Take action today. Again, Chad to 989898. We'll be right back. Yeah. So, Jamie Foxx is an A-list celebrity. Mm-hmm. He's an A-list celebrity that, if the guy farts, it makes the news, right? TMZ be all over that stuff, right? If he had been in a motorcycle accident, that's all they would be talking about. If he had crashed in a helicopter, they dedicate a day to him. All the stuff they'd be talking about nonstop. It would be covering the news. But nobody's talking about the fact that he's blind and paralyzed in the hospital for the last 5 weeks. Why? Because they can't talk about what caused it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's because he got the jibby-jab. He got the jibbity-jibbity-jab. Nobody can talk about it. Nobody will talk about it. Literally, nobody's talking about Jamie Foxx. Django is unchained. What is the deal? That is wild to me.
I think it brings it to a whole new level when you think about the fact that his daughter is also in the industry.
Yeah.
And not only is not talking about it, but if these reports are true, she's actually claiming that he's fine and he's better. And, oh, no, he played pickleball, even though nobody has laid eyes on him. Nobody has seen him out in public. Yeah. He's still not back on the movie set that he was working on.
Yeah.
How could that possibly be true? Yeah, so it's not just that she's shutting up about it. It's that she would be, if this is all correct, she would be actively lying to cover for Big Pharma rather than sound the alarm about her own dad so that it doesn't happen to anyone else's.
Tell you some things like, hey, did they pay him off to lie? That kind of deal. It's the speculations grow.
Well, and then it would make her industry look bad because you would have to re-look at all of these mandates that all of these movie sets made and gave to all of these actors and made them go get, vaccinated just to work.
Well, we got a clip here. Our friend, esteemed friend, Dr. Peter McCullough, he was asked about this deal. Play clip number 5, please.
Jamie Foxx, there's a picture of you and him. Okay, can you add some details? Because you said in the picture, you said, hoping you held strong the whole time. And you know what I'm talking about. What the hell was you talking about, Doc?
No, we had a personal conversation. I really want Jamie to come out and, I want him to tell America what happened. And I'm giving him an opportunity to tell the truth. It looked like Damar Hamlin did not tell the country the truth. Jamie's got an opportunity now. I'm told he's been in a hospital with a month with a complicated stroke. Tell you what, when I have a patient in the hospital with a stroke, they're in and out in a couple of days. If someone's in for a month, it's a serious situation. Or they go to rehab, a young man. And let me tell you, Jamie Foxx, he's younger than I am. He's fit and strong. So I want him to come out. If he wants me to come on TV with him and help go through this, I will. But that's up to him. Sooner or later, these public figures, Jim, are going to have to tell the public the truth. We've had so many people, Justin Bieber and his wife and Marvin Hagler and the CNN legal correspondent.
Yes.
You can go on and on and on and on. And until they come out and tell the truth, more people will be hurt. It's up to them. You know, I've been very clear and truthful with America. People know that. I've testified in the Senate, multiple state senates. I've been as very clear. But it's time for the public figures to come out and tell the truth.
Where was this picture with you and Jamie taken at, if I may ask?
We were at a Cowboys game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that'll do it every time.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, when you consider all this stuff, I mean, it scared Justin Bieber so bad he found Jesus. I mean, seriously, you go to a Bieber concert now, he's praising the Lord. I mean, it scared the literal hell out of him. You know?
Yeah.
And I would be too. Listen, I don't know, man. It's weird. There's some stuff being covered up. You can't tell me. I mean, people go, like, what's that comedian going around? I don't know him, but he's funny. He says, he's talking about conspiracy theories. He says, you know, people say, well, I don't believe in any conspiracy theories. What do you mean you don't believe in any conspiracy theories? You mean our government's batting 1,000?
Right.
Like they're telling you everything you need to know?
Right.
There's not one thing out there. I mean, we talk, that's tomorrow's episode. We pre-tape talking about the aliens, you know? I'm like, at this point in time, it's like, who cares if there's aliens? They're already here.
You welcome them at this point?
At this point, what difference does it make? You know? So you got to tune in tomorrow to hear our conversation about that. But yeah, anyway, and you're not going to hear it. And listen, what are you going to get from the media? The media's going to lie to you, no matter what. And then you saw CNN got rid of Chris Licht, who was running the show over there. He's an interesting character. Did you pay attention to that guy any at all?
A little bit,
He's vain. Like, he just Googles himself nonstop, and it was all about his new body and stuff like that. So...
But he did say he wanted to bring CNN back to a
they're
journalistic standard. No.
Yeah, he said, look, we're going to bring them back. We're going to get a little more moderate. We're going to stop vilifying Republicans.
Objective, right?
Yeah,
rather than biased.
And they
didn't like hearing that.
You know, David Zaslav, because Warner Brothers Discovery now owns CNN. And the CEO of that, of course, is David Zaslav. And he's like, no, I'm not about that life. No, we're not about coming back to the middle. We're not about doing that. They're in the tank. I mean, they're Newsmax is getting better ratings.
Yeah.
Which I'm on every week, by the way.
That's what is so fascinating to me is that is there a certain level of respect that you have to give these people for saying, like, no, we know that our network is about to die because we can't give people objective coverage, but we're going to do it anyway, damn it, because these are our values and we're going to live by them.
Yeah, I mean, at some point in time, it's like, okay, all right.
We're going down with the ship.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A ain't opening on Sundays, dadgummit. And CNN ain't going to tell the truth.
Right.
They're certainly not going to tell a more moderate or conservative side of the story. They're not going to do that. But there it is. I mean, they just did that big article on him, what was last week or whatever. You know who I love?
Who?
Megyn Kelly.
Me too.
I love Megyn Kelly.
I love Megyn Kelly.
Like, I try to listen to at least first 20 minutes of Megyn every day.
She has always been
I did not know that I loved her.
Yeah, she's great.
I never really paid attention when she was on Fox and all that kind of stuff. But really? I love her.
Oh, I've loved her
I knew
since
she was there, and
I've loved her since she was at Fox, but her being independent was the best thing that could have happened to her.
Yeah, and did you see Tucker when he did his thing? And the reason I brought up Megyn is because she's been talking about this Chris Licht thing for a week now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was listening to her today talking about now that he's gone out of there, and she was basically saying the same thing, is you're stupid. You're riding. You're really going to just crash this whole ship.
Yes.
And you're willing to ride it down.
Yes.
But again, their ESG scores will be great, I'm sure. That's all that matters for being lefty, wild-eyed progressives. I was going to mention somebody else.
You mentioned Tucker.
Tucker, thank you. So Tucker, he did his little program on Twitter, and it's over 70 million views now.
Yes, and he just released it yesterday evening.
And Brian Stelter's big thing. Did you see?
Oh, I sure did.
Brian Stelter. I retweeted his tweet. I was like, dude, you got Cheeto dust on your fingers. Because he was talking about, he said, look at Tucker's hand.
Right.
He's literally controlling his own teleprompter.
Yes, that's called being efficient.
Yeah. What do I? You know what this is right here, sitting next to me? Yeah. I control my own teleprompter. When I need a teleprompter, guess who controls it? Me. You know why? Because I want to.
Right. Well, and we're building my new set, and
it's
I was talking to them
I didn't want
about
Chris Cruz doing it.
I was talking to them about it would be nice if I had my own teleprompter control also. You know why? Because whenever I read a monologue, I wrote it and I want to be able to control that. I'm the one who wrote it. I know what pace I want. I know it because I wrote it. Tucker wrote the 10 minutes that you heard from Tucker. Yeah. I guarantee you, he wrote it. Yeah. And he wants to control the flow, the rhythm. He's the one who knows it. I don't understand why that's a big gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's controlling his own teleprompter. Yeah. He also intentionally pulled that shot out so that you could see that he was controlling his own teleprompter. Right. It's not like he was trying to hide it.
I always only want to control because I'm the same way. And I talk faster than most people.
Exactly.
On the planet.
Exactly.
So I like to go that pace.
Is that not more impressive?
Yeah, but did you like well, it's like the time Party Foul Steve was on here and he's like, I could do your job. And I was like, sit your ass over here and do it. And I put him in the chair and I said, so he did the whole segment. This one we were in the other room and I sat at the bar and he did the whole thing. And when he got to the ad read, couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't read and he wasn't controlling the teleprompter. He just had to read it. And he couldn't do it. He goes, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, try it.
Yeah. I mean, most people who have, online shows control their own teleprompter.
Right.
That's not a gotcha. That just makes them more efficient. I don't understand how that's not more impressive to Brian Stelter.
Yeah, so I'm going to show everybody here. I'm about to control this teleprompter right here, and I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to say, hey, every day the parallel economy grows bigger and bigger. It's empowered by everyday Americans who are sick and tired of all the woke propaganda being jammed in every product they consume. Big mobile companies are no different. So for years, they've been dumping millions into leftist causes, and we had to take it because you need a cell phone and probably thought there was no alternative. But there is. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks. So you get the best possible service in your area without the woke politics. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, and the sanctity of life, Second Amendment, and our military veterans and first responder heroes. Now, their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone, keep your number. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call them at 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code CHAD. I spell it Chad. Ask about their coverage guarantee while you're there. Get the same dependable service. Take a stand for your values. Make the switch today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call them at 878-PATRIOT. And me and the teleprompter and Sarah will be right back. Let's get into some gay shit.
I do that way too often.
Do you? Oh, a man can dream.
No. Going undercover.
It's Pride Month. It's just having. Yeah, well, that's true. You do go undercover.
Yeah, that's.
I like the whole gay shit. All right, let's start with this. Play clip number 4.
So earlier today, we both saw President Biden speak at the White House, and we are more confident than ever that he is the guy for 2024.
Look, I get that people say he's too old. Truly, I understand. But after today, watching him speak and then spending over an hour speaking to the crowd, he was clearly energetic and he's fit.
And look, he's kind, caring, compassionate, and he's extremely productive, and that's why he needs to be reelected in 2024.
They're definitely gay.
Oh my gosh.
They are butt chuggers.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but seriously, their sexuality aside, they literally said last week that Joe only works from noon to 4.
And only during the week. And they don't bother him on the weekends.
They don't bother him on the weekends because they don't want to tire him out. That's literally what his people said.
Yeah.
That he only keeps a schedule from noon to 4. And I mean, parking meters work longer than Joe Biden every week. I mean, I wish he would take the other 5 days off too, honestly. I mean, just take the whole week, Joe. Just. But anyway, yeah, he's fit. He's fit. He couldn't get his own ass up off the ground the other day at the Air Force Academy. He literally tripped over nothing. They said it was a sandbag. I don't know. I never saw the damn sandbag.
No. Well, I think there was a sandbag, but I never saw a confirmation that he tripped over.
I mean, I don't believe that's, untrue. But I like the way if you watch that clip where he falls, do we still have that where we can pull it? Can I? You've seen this ad nauseum. You've seen it ad nauseum. But the thing that I love is he started to do his little run.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't run. He just moves his arms real fast. Like, hey, I'm going to show you.
And he's got the little chicken legs, so it looks like he's
I'm
going
energetic.
faster.
I'm going to run.
Yeah.
I have the thing. Don't worry about the clip. Don't worry about the clip. Forget it. I don't want to see him fall down again.
I do.
Do you? Play the clip. Play it. There he is. This kid thinks they're yelling for him.
The timing of the cheering just could not be more perfect.
Yeah.
They get louder right as he falls.
There it is. Oh, he's going to go run. Oh, no, he's not. Okay. God, I love watching him. He's back up. That's like a Holy Ghost revival right there.
Man down.
It's like Joe got the Holy Ghost right there.
You said he couldn't get up. He can't only not get up. He can't get his foot out from under him.
He's no. And if I posted, I made a little meme where I have the arrow, the Secret Service agent that was behind him. I put the arrow on his face because he's going. He's literally eye rolling. Did you see that on my Instagram?
No.
And I had a whole caption this. Tell me what this guy's thinking, because you could see the guy just going
again.
Yeah, it was literally. So I think you made the point. Imagine how many times he's fallen and we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there going, that ain't Joe. But then why would you? If that ain't the real Joe Biden, why would you replace him with a potato?
Right. Right. Well.
Why would you get somebody that's semi-lucid?
I mean, it has to be someone who looks similar to him.
Yeah.
So you're kind of.
So they got the dude with 22 chromosomes? I mean.
It is fascinating.
Bruh.
It is fascinating. You mentioned conspiracy theories earlier. It is fascinating when you do a side-by-side of Joe Biden from just 10 years ago compared to Joe Biden now. There are major differences that you can't
I don't think there's another Joe Biden. I think there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, the nose shape, completely different.
Yeah.
It's not just stuff that you could say, oh, he got a nip and a tuck and he got a facelift.
No, the whole deal. It's like a different human being.
It really, really appears to be that way.
I'm like, what?
It is weird.
But then again, I don't sleep at night, and I find myself, that's when I kind of get lost in these conspiracy reels.
Well, I sent you one that was it was supposedly Naomi Biden saying that.
He has a twin brother named Bo.
Yeah,
and I know
he died.
He has a dead son named Bo, but he said he had a brother named Bo.
And that Joe died.
Joe died, and this is actually a guy named Bo who is Joe Biden's brother.
Wild.
And that's a Biden family member who said that. So it's not like me getting up there floating some kind of weird ass idea.
Right.
But that's a Biden family member.
I mean, it blew my mind. I was
who could tell?
How did I not know
who would be able to tell is Ashley Biden. Are those the genitals that assaulted you? Is that what he asked you to wash in the shower? Well, they hang lower now, but. Woo! Woo! I love gay shit. Nike to host a panel with a queer surgeon who has performed gender transition surgeries on children. Boy, what I want to say right now, I can't say it. Can't say it because you'll never see the Chad Prather Show ever again.
Don't I know about that? You certainly will get demonetized off of the tubes.
Yeah. Man, God. Play real quick. Play clip number 2. Clip number 2, please.
Hi, my name is Adina.
Yes, and I called your name, yes?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes, I'm a teacher in the district. I also teach in LUSD. I have 2 students in the district. I did intervention at Fremont, but I'm also a community member who volunteers extensively in Watts in South LA, and I work at the Children's Hospital Los Angeles with queer and trans youth in large groups. And so I deal with a lot of their trauma related to the heteronormative, Judeo-Christian, patriarchal, imperialist, capitalist system that oppresses them. And so, why critical race theory? I'm not just here in support of our LGBTQ youth, it's all connected. I'm in support of critical race theory and diversity, inclusion, equity training, because white people participated, for example, in the largest social welfare program in the history of the United States, and yet now they throw their hands up in the air when we look at our housing crisis. And Armenians talk about the genocide, but they received SSI, but they don't want to talk about the indigenous genocide of 1850 and the lack of reparations for Black and indigenous people in this country. And they don't want to talk about how dare you as marginalized people come here and you don't want to talk about the oppressed trans youth who, your kids aren't even learning what they need to learn in this. That 1 in 2 will attempt suicide, and 95% know that they are trans when they are 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.
Boy, she shot her wad. What do you think?
Well, what I think is that she was given a checklist of buzzwords. Yeah. And they said, make sure that you say every one of these buzzwords in this speech.
Yeah.
And she sure tried.
So from what I understand, that's one of the teachers. So shortly before that was like the brawl between the Armenian parents and the school was trying to do a pride event in Glendale.
Right.
So that's why she went up and said, you guys want to talk about the Armenian genocide, but what about the natives?
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, that's an odd point to make.
I don't feel like we need to compare genocides.
Yeah, it's a weird one to go with. Like, oh, you guys were genocided, but so were they.
Yeah. I don't feel like we need to compare. Like, they could just all be bad.
That's a product of our university system in America right there. I'm just telling you, these people who just had these wild-eyed theories, they were untested in the real world, but they sounded right in their little,
Well, as long as you use the buzzword, everyone thinks it's good.
Yeah.
When you're in academia.
If you're unburdened by what was, I don't even remember the phrase now. You would think it'd be tattooed. I want to get, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get a tattoo. I'm going to put that phrase on my body.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're not going to do that.
To be unburdened by what was.
By what has been.
By what has been. Unburdened by what has been. And raise my hand. Yeah.
You're not going to do that.
Oh, boy. Hey, guys. Clean your guns. Clean your guns. You have to do it. Take the time to do it. It's part of being a responsible gun owner. The patches are messy. The rope is inefficient, but I found Barrel Buddy, and I love them. Let me grab my little bag of them right over here. This is a cool solution right here. This is one of the bags right here that they got 7 different sizes, and these Barrel Buddies, they compress to fill the interior of your gun's barrel, and it will clean the rifling grooves as well. 7 different sizes. Like I said, Barrel Buddy it's got it's made out of polymers that won't leave behind the residual particles like fabrics will when you run them through your gun. So it's a lot safer. So it's a pretty cool concept. It cleans by scrubbing and collecting the particulates, then absorbs any remaining residue and buffs the interior surface clean. I can even lubricate my firearm while I'm cleaning it. Now, I want to continue having Barrel Buddy as a partner on this show. So show them some support. Go over there and check them out. I know I see you guys in the live chat. There's some gun nuts in there. You're my people. Clean your guns with Barrel Buddy, okay? It's a really cool product. So go check them out. Take care of your firearms with Barrel Buddy. I guarantee you're going to love them. Go to barrelbuddy.com today. That's barrelbuddy.com. We'll be right back. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about the queer surgeon. Did you see the OBGYN? I made the video about it yesterday about the OBGYN who came out and said, you're a bigot if you don't believe that Dylan Mulvaney is a woman. And said, I am an OBGYN and I can confirm that's a woman. No, you can't. In fact, you should have your medical license revoked. Mm-hmm. That's what you should have. Mm-hmm. Please, God, if you claim to be an engineer, don't build that bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it. I don't know if you're going to smear that pap or scrape that cervix, but Dylan don't have any of that stuff. There's no equipment in them giblets.
Our medical community really is in trouble.
Well, they lied to you about Jamie Foxx, and
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
and the whole deal.
They don't stand for any sort of medical truth anymore.
Not at all.
It's just whatever the narrative is that they're supposed to say.
Well, we live in an arbitrary world. Mm. Everything's subjective. It's all about your feelings. Dylan Mulvaney is a woman.
That's his truth.
I'm a doctor. No, you're not. You're literally not a doctor. That you are the definition of not a doctor.
Well, right. I mean, you may have the doctorate, certificate, but you certainly are not using the truths that you learned in school.
I don't think some people could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think. But until recently, I don't even think an OBGYN was allowed to see a male patient. I think they recently, I know in some states they had a rule that you couldn't. They recently changed that to say only if they have a sexually transmitted disease.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's a deal.
Or so maybe for insurance purposes?
Well, I don't know if it's
like
that,
insurance won't
but
pay.
also the doctor-patient confidentiality. That's just not the clinic you bring men into. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't want to go in there. Let's say you are dealing with cervical cancer or something like that, and you've got to go. It's a very sensitive thing. You shouldn't have to be sitting next to a man.
Right.
Who's not, who's a patient in the next room, that kind of deal. And it's just, I don't know. I'm speculating here. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I did just a quick little research on that thing.
Well,
I asked Google, can an OBGYN see a man as a patient?
Well, or you could just go to the very obvious, there would be no reason for an OBGYN to see a man with a dick.
Why? Yeah, because OBGYNs don't treat testicular cancer.
Like, what are they going to examine?
Yeah. Your erectile dysfunction?
They don't have the expertise in that.
No, you put your feet up in the stirrups and let your balls hang out. And they're going to go, where do I put this speculum?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You're going to put that in the little pee hole, in the little pee hole, and pull the clamp and spread it out?
Let me tell you, men, you do not want the speculum going in your pee hole.
You don't want it anywhere.
No.
You don't want it in your boom boom. You don't want it in your pee pee. You girls don't want it in your VJJ.
No, we do not.
No. I've seen those instruments of torture. I was like, they're trying to get information out of you, girl. It's like Guantanamo Bay, man. It's like, that's a shoehorn.
It's good. Just keeps expanding.
Yeah. Like they got instruments in the warm water and laying out on the towels and stuff. And I'm like, are they going to use all this on you? You won't even go with me to the adult toy store. I wanted to buy the Great American Challenge, big black latex rubber dong. And you're like, no, I would never do something like that. Bitch, I've seen what you did in the doctor's office. Do it to Dylan.
That was for my health.
That was for my health. Well, it wasn't comfortable. That's what the girls always say. Yeah, I had to do that at the doctor. Well, it wasn't comfortable.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, you paid good money to get it. No wonder you got a headache. I'd have a headache too if you were sticking all that stuff in me. Good Lord, I don't know how y'all have this stuff, man. God, I love vaginas, dear. But I don't want one. And neither does Dylan Mulvaney.
Right.
Because somebody posted on my video about it. Somebody posted on the thing and said, I thought he got all that cut off. No, he's not that committed to the cause.
Nope.
No, he still got a wiener. And now he wants to get pregnant by a girl. Which, that again.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Because he says, I had to tell my father that I wanted to have a baby. I was now attracted to women.
He said he's a lesbian.
He said, you're going to get some girl pregnant? And he goes, no, she's going to get me pregnant. It's like, okay, this is a parody at this point. This is a satire. Like, stop it.
It's almost like you're dealing with someone with severe mental illness that should, maybe be treated.
And in that video, Dylan ain't even trying to hide the beard anymore. Because what did I say a month ago? Eventually, he's just going to stop with this charade. He's just going to go back to being a dude again. And
he'll make his money.
And he's got a solid 5 o'clock shadow. Not even trying to hide it anymore. So, yeah. And sideburns.
Well,
to boot.
That's like, but now we're suspend reality because now we are supposed to. Right. Pottery Barn Kids Instagram just came out with an ad that was a same-sex dude couple with a little baby, and the one that was holding the baby, full beard, it was like the bearded lady that you would see at like an old circus. Yeah. And it was like this really cutesy ad. They had Pottery Barn in the nursery for their new baby, and it's just like
they pulled a Dave Rubin, didn't they? I had somebody jump my ass on Twitter yesterday, and they're like, "You're married to a man. You take it in the butt, and you bought 2 children." And I was like, "Educate yourself before you know who you're talking to."
I'm not Dave Rubin.
It's like, you can't talk about Dylan Mulvaney. You take it in the ass. I was like, "Yeah, but I'm still not Dave Rubin." So what if I shop at Pottery Barn more now? What would it be like if all of a sudden a global medication supply chain of antibiotics just disappeared right before your eyes? Oh, bad time to get an infection. Now, most of our medicine that is in this country is made in another country. It's made in places like India and China. And if things go bad, they're going to take care of their own needs first, and you're not going to have any medicine. So what do you do when all of a sudden somebody that you love or you needs antibiotics and there simply aren't any to be had? Well, the answer is you should already have a supply on hand in case of a disaster. Well, how do you do that? I'm going to tell you. The Jace case from Jace Medical is a great way to keep yourself prepared for the worst. It's a pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can use to treat a long list of bacterial illnesses. Say you get a UTI, respiratory infection, sinusitis, a skin infection. All kinds of things can happen. Jay's case is a great way for you to be ready for shortages like that. We've seen stuff like this happen before. It's perfect for traveling. It's just a little small case right there. And you won't get caught unprepared. So go to jacemedical.com, enter promo code CHAD, I spell it Chad, at checkout. That's promo code Chad at JASEmedical.com, jacemedical.com, and we'll be right back.
Hey now, y'all have probably heard about this guy, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States. He won the Civil War and landed his mug on the $5 bill, all while being a total bearded daddy. Mercy. Lincoln was famous for having a way with words.
70 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
But he also had a way with hot, young men. Yes, darling, your history book has censored Lincoln's love life for far too long. Truth is, Lincoln had at least 4 intimate and maybe even sexual relationships with men.
That makes me feel gay. Makes me want to go chop wood. You know what I'm talking about?
We may have gotten AIDS just watching that.
I want to be a log splitter. You're doing something different in a log cabin. Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. I hate this month.
I can't. I just can't.
Hey, he's more than that gives a, now you know when he said Abraham Lincoln was a vampire slayer? Oh, yeah. Nocturnal.
I hate everything.
Things. I know, right? Anyway. All right.
They have to make everything gay.
I know. Sara Gonzales, check her out where all the Sara Gonzales shit is. And check me out, too. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
I'm headed to Abilene. Can't come to that show. It's sold out. But Lawton, Oklahoma, and Arlington, Texas, Saturday night. Come find me, ChadPratherLive.com. I'll see you there. Bye. Love you.
Where all the Sara Gonzales shit is.